You and I are living in one of the most exciting chapters of human history right now, where we get to witness technology evolving faster than we've ever seen before. But with all that evolution, it gets very overwhelming sometimes with all the buzzwords flying around, like decentralization, open source, and of course the metaverse. So in this video, I want to explain to you what exactly is this new groundbreaking technology called DeSo, the Decentralized Social Blockchain. Why does it matter as we move forward into the world of the metaverse, and how you can get engaged? Now, if you watch through to the end, there's a little present waiting for you there too. So to begin this journey, let's first understand what is the metaverse. So you would have heard this talked about, and I'm sure you've heard about Facebook talking about pivoting as well to Meta, rebranding. So this is something to be concerned about, because the metaverse is, in its simplest form, it's essentially the integration of real life with online digital worlds. So an example of that, for example, is I could very soon, I'll be able to scan my body and have an exact replica of the shape of my body, the different sizes, weights, etc., and put that online into a metaverse, into a virtual world. I could then use that as my avatar to walk around the virtual world, just like in the real world. And for example, go to a virtual shopping center where I can try on different clothes and see how they look. Now, because it's a replica of my real world body, it means those clothes will look very similar to how they will in real life. So now I don't even need to go to shops. I can try it out in a virtual world. So this is just one aspect of an infinite way of how this is going to encroach on our real life. The real issue here, when we think about the likes of Facebook starting to create their own little walled gardens and silos of metaverses, is who gets to be in control of that avatar you uploaded, of all your biometric data, of all your information, all that value you are bringing to the metaverse. Who gets to control that? And so that is why DeSo is so important. Now, let's go deeper into understanding, first of all, how traditional social media is done now. So whenever you sign up for a profile on Facebook, you need to go to their silo, their website, facebook.com, and they're going to ask you to give them some details, your email, phone number, name, etc. They'll gather all of this information, and then you're going to start posting. So you put posts on there, you start liking other people's posts, people like yours, and you start to gather followers, right? So we start to gather up followers, and that's what makes us have a good time on social media, is our interaction and engagement with each other. Now, Facebook, on the other hand, they make their money through using your information and your data, your posts, your shares, and your networks, etc., to sell advertising. And that's where they get their revenue from. So it is your information on their silo that is where they make their money. So the problem here becomes, if you want to move over to Twitter because maybe Facebook has censored some of your work, or maybe you're just a bit bored, or you want to try something different, you cannot just go and unlock this door here, draw your information out, and then take it over to Twitter. Because Facebook doesn't want to let your information go, and they certainly don't want their competition getting hold of your information. It just doesn't work in their business practice. So what that means is they own your data, they own your profile, and they control what you can and can't do with it. Now, as you can imagine, talking about the metaverse, putting your actual biometrics into there, putting your avatar on, that's a lot of information that if we entrust these companies to be the ones to set up walled gardens for the metaverse, then they are going to control all of that information. And that's something I'm a little bit concerned about. So we need a solution. So enter the Decentralized Social Blockchain. DeSo is a new layer 1 blockchain built from the ground up to scale decentralized social applications to 1 billion users. So what we're looking at here is a groundbreaking technology that is giving us the framework to liberate creators out of these silos so that we can begin to own our own content and own our own profiles and make our own decisions for how we want to interact with the apps built on top of it. Now, if you're a developer or you want to get a lot more juicy, deep down information, then please do go check out deso.org. Awesome information on there, but we're going to cover the essentials here. So the first thing that's super important DeSo is 100% open source and 100% on-chain open data. So what that means is that anyone can create an app built on the blockchain, and you will be able to log into their app with one login. You hold the key to your profile, and you can use that profile on every single app. Every single app can access your profile. They can access all the posts that you've made on the blockchain. They can access all the likes, all the friends you've made. So what it means now is you can start moving your profile between platforms, which is revolutionary in two ways. One, it means you no longer need to, build up a following at each and every platform, which is super hard work. But it also means that the business model of the apps that are built on the new blockchain, they are incentivized to create the best experience possible for you, rather than to try and trick you into using their platform and then holding your information hostage. So I think we're going to see amazing new developments come. And to prove that, in the last 7 to 8 months at the time of recording this video, since DeSo went live, we've already seen over 100 plus apps take advantage of this technology and build, on their own incentive, because they saw the vision of what was coming. So for example, in an everyday use of DeSo, I'll be logging into Diamond app. Diamond app is kind of like Twitter, where I can be putting up posts and chatting with others and having some fun. And then I might sit there and go, you know what? I want to make an investment. I want to go look for some creators who maybe I want to go invest in Elon Musk coin. So then I'll go to Pulse. Pulse is a great trading platform where you can kind of see the statistics and different things of each user and make wise decisions as to whether it's a good investment or not. Or you might go over to, Polygram. Polygram is an NFT platform where you can go and purchase NFTs, so artwork, and invest in that way. And the best part is you do not need to set up 3 different profiles and 3 different logins and remember 3 different passwords to go visit these 3 different apps. You use your one profile that has been set up on DeSo, and that is game changing. So some of the functions that are built into the DeSo blockchain that these apps can choose to use or not are social tokens, which means that every profile created comes with its own social token. So imagine you've discovered, or maybe your friend is an undiscovered artist, an undiscovered genius. She's just such an incredible musician, has a beautiful voice, and she could do really well out there. In the old world, we would try and help others get out and about, but the one who finally breaks through is the one that gets rewarded. Whereas on DeSo, with the way that we're set up with social tokens, you could get your friend to set up a profile, and then they would automatically get a token. Now, you could then invest in that token together with them in the very beginning, and then you would be incentivized to help share their content, make sure people know about them and get them out there. And then that way, as that friend of yours becomes famous and starts making lots of money, lots of people are investing, then you also get to make money off that because your investment will have grown with that artist. So what it creates is that every creator can build their own army of supporters that are out there being the marketing machine for you, rather than having to pay Facebook or someone to get your name out there. So we've turned this completely inside out, where everyone gets to win when we do it this way. Now, we also have social tipping, also known as diamonds on the platform. So literally, if you see a great post, you like some content, then with one click, you can flick a diamond to somebody, and that's worth about $1. And from $1 to $600 at the moment, the values go up as the coin goes up. You can send tips instantaneously that are accessible to that artist instantaneously. They can then take that tip, gather it up, and sell it on an exchange to go buy themselves some paints, for example. Or even use the Everything store on DeSo. It's a store that accepts DeSo, where you can purchase things in real life and get them delivered to you. So now artists and creators can actually get paid for their content and their value directly from those who enjoy it, and then use it to purchase the things that they need to keep creating more content. We also have social NFTs. So social NFTs is a game-changing concept within the NFT world. At the moment, minting NFTs on some of these other platforms is incredibly expensive, whereas on DeSo, you can mint an NFT for next to nothing. And not only that, but it takes about one click to punch it out. And the things you can do with these NFTs, for example, ticketing, you can sell memorabilia, collector's cards, all kinds of amazing things, artwork. You can connect it to real life things. It's a game changer, and every NFT is connected to the profile that minted it, so you know it's authentic and where it came from. So we've had Floyd Mayweather has joined DeSo not long ago and was very, very happy to brag about beating Conor McGregor to the platform. And one of the ones that's very close to my heart is SavingTheSurvivors. We did an interview on Clout Forum with these guys, so check the YouTube channel for that, and really got to learn about how they were using the DeSo blockchain to benefit these amazing, majestic animals in Africa that are on the brink of extinction, helping to bring them back to life and keep them going forwards in a very challenging environment. And already in these last 8 months, they've been able to use NFTs and creator coins to generate real world money that has made real world change to animals like this one. Now, you might be asking, why DeSo? There's lots of blockchains out there. There's Bitcoin, there's Ethereum, there's the Solana. Why are we looking at DeSo? Well, it's because these other blockchains were not built to scale social apps. They were not built for those purposes. Ethereum, for example, has been built to handle financial transactions really well, but financial transactions require very small amounts of data to be stored, whereas social apps, they require huge amounts of data to be stored compared. So the beauty of DeSo is it's been built to scale. And the way of seeing this is simply looking at the cost of storing 1 gigabyte of on-chain data. Now, if you were to do this on Ethereum right now, it would cost you around $393 million to store 1 gig on the chain. Solana, $1,300,000. Then you have Avalanche, $988,000. So it's getting better, but that's a very high price for a gig of data. Cardano, $698, DeSo, $80. $80 to store 1 gigabyte of information. That's your posts, your likes, your follows, all those things add up. So it becomes much cheaper and possible to the point that you don't even notice it. So that is why DeSo is game changing and is essentially, DeSo is to social apps what Ethereum is to DeFi and Bitcoin is to gold or value storage. Now, DeSo itself is not owned by anyone. It's open source and decentralized, which means that it's driven by a non-profit foundation, the DeSo Foundation, which is founded by Nader Al-Nani. Now, Nader is an incredible man. You can check out the interviews, Google him. He's an amazing guy. And he is a visionary that used to be a Google engineer and has now built this blockchain together with an amazing team. And blew my mind. $200 million US Treasury. That is how much money was raised for the DeSo Foundation when it first launched. That's how much the big investors out there like Coinbase, etc., believed in what they saw here. So the DeSo Foundation is built to be able to take care of the blockchain itself, and it also has a $50 million US fund, developer fund, designed to help developers and people with great ideas get traction and get really good products up really fast. So we're moving into the metaverse. It's coming whether we like it or not. So the real question is, do you want this company and this guy to be in charge of your data and your profile when we start getting into the metaverse? Is this the future that you want to have? If not, then I would suggest checking out Diamond app. There's a link in the information under this YouTube video where you'll be able to set yourself up a profile. It's free. And then if you're in one of the countries where you can verify with your ID, etc., then you'll be able to get $25 US worth of DeSo for free. So that's a little gift to say thank you for just taking the time to watch this video. Thank you for checking out the platform. And it also gives you $25 US worth of DeSo where you can make your first investment, give out some tips, have some fun. So I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. And make sure to tag me on your first post on DeSo so I can give you a first tip.